How goes it all? Welcome back to Patterson Properties. So the fact, even though cryptocurrency is like gone within the last couple weeks, this story is very interesting, especially when the fact it came from my home town area, the DMV, Washington D.C., Maryland, Northern Virginia area. All right, so let's get into it, and it's going to be interesting. All right. All sorts of cryptocurrency has been at the forefront of the last 2 years, especially given the fact that Elon Musk has been talking about it and did allow people to, they actually had the pleasure of purchasing at one time, not anymore, to purchase Tesla cars with Bitcoin. Bitcoin has, plummeted a little bit, and he was pumping up Dogecoin, for a while, and, we see where things are at now. I'm not a crypto expert. I'm just going to talk about how this great man's story that you see in front of me, Mr. Terrence Leonard, how he was able to buy his dream house in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area with Bitcoin. So that's what we're getting into today. Whatever your feelings are about it, it's your feelings. I'm not here to try to change your mind in regards to how you feel about Bitcoin. I just thought this was an interesting story, especially how it coexisted with real estate. It's a beautiful thing. Another thing you got to remember: PayPal and Visa, Mastercard has gotten into the cryptocurrency space. Cash App, you can buy Cash, you can buy Bitcoin on Cash App. You can buy it on PayPal. You can send it to other people via those specific services. So it's still an interesting thing. A lot of people have gotten into the cryptocurrency game. And remember, at the end of the day, this channel exclusively talks about real estate investing on all shapes and forms of it. And when I saw this article today about a software engineer who bought his dream home with cryptocurrency, I just had to talk about it. It just made sense. According to the article, this simple yet great plan is boiled down like this. Mr. Terrence Leonard first started seriously investing in the cryptocurrency space in 2019. His original goal was to achieve financial independence. The long-term plan was to invest enough in cryptocurrency that he could cash out some of those investments, purchase real estate assets, and rent those out to earn additional income, which is a very smart thing to do. That way he wouldn't necessarily need to work a traditional job to make ends meet. I'm all for that as well. And I understand and admire his tenacity and anyone's tenacity that pertains to gaining their financial independence, because this is what financial independence looks like. To me, that's happiness. He looks rich. You know what I mean? Before I go forward, and being rich to me is being able to live your life on your own terms, not your boss's terms, not your family's terms, but your own terms, in regards to you're able to wake up and say, I'm excited about my life. I'm excited about the day. Let's get it going, instead of dreading it like most of the population does, unfortunately. But anyways, like I said, I could talk about that all day. Let me not digress. Anyways, because this is just such a great story. That's why I said I had to talk about this, because I'm passionate about financial independence on all levels. And I'm passionate about people just living their best lives the way they want to, on their own terms, not their boss's terms, not their job's terms, not society's terms, but their terms. You know what I mean? But, anyways, back to the story at hand. So the long-term plan was to invest enough crypto to not only cash out for real estate investments and whatnot, but he wanted to, it's like, yeah, now my phone wants to go off. But that way he wouldn't necessarily need to work a traditional job and all that good stuff. Like I said, I admire the financial independence, but at the end of the day, it's not anyone else's responsibility, including your employer, including your parents, it's not their responsibility to, when it boils down to it, to give you financial freedom. It's your responsibility. Since this great gentleman resides in the good old Washington, D.C. metropolitan area, it definitely takes a lot of money to live in your dream house in this area. I call in the DMV, you have a lot of people that act like they're rich because they have a nice house, but they really have a nice mortgage, and they have a nice car, but they just have a nice car payment, and they think that it makes them look rich. And it's just like, okay, you have decent credit and you're able to make monthly payments like most of society. Big whoop. The article stated that Mr. Leonard's ideal home came on the market, and he since he works as a software engineer in the Washington D.C. area, he already owned a row home, which is, I mean, if you own real estate in Washington D.C., Washington D.C., New York City, Los Angeles, you're sitting on a gold mine just because of the value of it constantly going up. And now places like Austin, Texas, Dallas, Texas, Houston, Texas, and Atlanta, you know what I mean? And New Orleans, like you're sitting, any major metropolitan city, you're sitting on a gold mine. He stated, "I thought this is exactly what I want, and I'm ready to pull the trigger right now." To afford this $650,000 home, he chose to use his cryptocurrency investments to cover basically to cover a down payment and as proof of funds for the mortgage he took out to buy the home. He opted for a mortgage rather than buying the home outright because of the low interest rate environment, that we've been dealing with. And, a lot of people have been taking advantage of it. So, hey, which in my opinion was a great idea, especially given the fact that the taxes are, a little egregious, not as egregious as you would say in New York or California, but they are a little bit egregious in the whole DMV area, especially in Washington, D.C. The article also stated that the process of buying the property with cryptocurrency, as he would find out, wasn't as simple as transferring his cryptocurrency holdings to relevant parties and whatnot. There was back and forth between the lender and the title company, making sure that it was okay and, all that good stuff. Now here is when the story gets even better, family, because Mr. Leonard said around 2 years ago, he went all in on crypto, taking a big bet on relatively new asset classes. And at the end of the day, when it really boils down to it, if you really want something, you're gonna have to take the risk. Especially if you're gonna do something outside of the box. The inside of the box people, they're taking a small risk, but the outside of the box people take the bigger risk. So the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. That's it. I realized the potential of cryptocurrency, and I realized how well it was doing for me in the beginning. He said, "I sold all my stocks and my 401k, everything there, and he moved it all into cryptocurrency." Now, I'm going to repeat that again. He sold all his stocks, took out money from his 401k, and moved it all into cryptocurrency. Now, doing that right now, I mean, that could be a risky bet, but some people don't mind taking that risk. Like I said, no risk, no reward. And at the end of the day, if you really, truly want something, you have to go all in. And remember, I'm not giving you financial advice either. You want financial advice, consult a financial professional, because I'm not it. It's like Nipsey Hussle, his music label, all money in. A lot of times when you want to do something, you got to put all money in. But, but there's a risk and there's a reward. You got to be an adult enough to say, hey, I'm willing to take this risk and I'm willing to try to get the reward, or I'm willing to accept the failure, because it could go either way. It could go left, it could go right, it could go up, it could go down. All right. The article stated that Mr. Leonard attributes his ability to purchase his perfect home to the success of the investing strategy he adopted. Without investing in crypto, there would have been no way that he would have been able to buy this home at the time when it came on the market. He said, so what was the strategy? Because people asked him, what was the strategy? He said he took the long-term approach and target coins that are well positioned for longevity. That means no meme coins, like he said, the Doge coin, especially at the time, he wasn't doing it. Instead, he likes to think of the crypto market as being in a similar position as the .com boom was in the 1990s before the bust, because right now we're in somewhat sort of the bust right now. Remember, this took place before the whole thing with Elon Musk and all that good stuff. Remember that. He looked for the coins that Google and HP and Oracle, the kind of coins that fall in those categories and whatnot. When it boils down to it, he stuck to the top 10 coins and went from there. Some of his investments were in Bitcoin and Ethereum, the main top two, but the bulk of his money went towards purchasing Chainlink, a cryptocurrency, and I own all three of these coins as well. And in order to get approved for the loan, he had to cash out all of his cryptocurrency into his bank account so that the underwriters could approve his loan. They need to see a paper trail in order to approve a home loan. That's just what it is. If anybody's going through a home loan, they need to see consistency, and they need to see a paper trail. A lot of times people have to write a specific statement out, explain to the underwriter, okay, where did this money come from? Where did this debt come from? How's it being taken care of? The list goes on and on. The article stated that the process might have been easier had Mr. Leonard sought out a home from a real estate broker who specializes in transactions involved in cryptocurrency. Now, I myself did not even realize that there were brokers out there that dealt with this. So this was very interesting. That's why I said this is a great read. Look up the article online. It was a great read. Some brokerages have begun listing properties where the seller only wants to be paid in cryptocurrency, sometimes specifying a specific investment vehicle. Who would have thought we would live in a time frame where people say, if you don't have cryptocurrency, I don't want it. I'm just saying. However, those brokerages didn't have the types of properties that he wanted, and that's just how it goes sometimes. Plus, he wasn't necessarily inclined to make an all cash, or rather all crypto deal. Even though cryptocurrency is down right now, this story is amazing, and it shows that anything is possible if you put your mind to it. So Mr. Leonard, please keep up the great work. You're living proof that dreams do come true. And the smile on this man's face, him and his dog, he's living in a place where he loves living at. Now he's got more financial freedom than he ever needed. He actually had enough money to buy the house cash out, but he didn't. And he's living his life on his own terms. And at the end of the day, a lot of times the power of real estate mixed in with other things, in this case, cryptocurrency, you have the opportunity to live your life on your own terms or whatnot. But you just got to be strategic. You got to deal with the financial professionals, take heed to their advice, do your own research, and go from there. So nothing but love and respect to this man and what he's done. And I implore people to go after their dreams, because you only get one life. And you don't want to end up in middle age or on your deathbed saying, I wish I did this and I wish I did that. You know, that's just not the life worth living. Speaking of cryptocurrency, if you're interested in joining the Gold Standard Partners, where if you're a crypto investor like myself, you have the opportunity to not only make money off of cryptocurrency whenever it decides to go back up, but you have the opportunity to make money when people join your cryptocurrency team. It's a referral marketing company. They have their own coin, the G999. You go from there, right? On that note, family, thanks for watching. Do the great thief things. Like, share, and subscribe. As I always say on my other channel, Make Money Moves, you will live broke like a fool. Patterson Oil Properties basically is a company that buys distressed properties via tax liens and wholesales properties all at the same time. We're a wholesaling company. We buy distressed properties via tax liens and we sell them as is and all that good stuff. So if you're an investor, contact us. If you're a homeowner, contact us. If you are another wholesaler, contact us. Either way, we're always willing to work with other people and get to know other people, because this is a relationship-based business, all right? So take care, family, and thank you again for watching. Bye.